So she is kind of wanting more from the heart of her daughters. From the heart. She wants intimate conversation, not spells. They have their place, because as you being a goddess, you are, as a reflection of her, working to bring about order in your own individual life as a goddess. So that has its place, but you must have a space, an allotment, a time for just an intimate conversation with your mother. She's telling me, and has been telling me for weeks, that we are being taught and inundated with rituals, and so we are ritual heavy. And rituals is the precursor to religion. So a lot of us have woken and come out of established organized religions, but we have brought that same energy over here into the spirituality that we are now claiming, and we have ritualized it or religified it, if that's even a word, honey. You know what I'm trying to say. When the part that we should have taken from particularly Christianity, because all through Christianity, it still points you to the truth, which is the mother is after the heart space. So as the entity that they erected in her place wanted our hearts. Remember? Remember, he wanted your heart too. He wanted your offering from the heart. He wanted because the heart space is where the relationship is built. It's there where the blood flows. It's there where, so this is the whole blood thing that they do in Christianity. It is how do I say it, Spirit? They're so heavy on the blood in Christianity because if they can vampirically suck the blood from you, if they can get you to offer your blood as a sacrifice to an entity, then they have you in a covenant, but you're in the covenant with you're in a false covenant. You're in a covenant based on trickery. Because your blood belongs honestly to the blood of your ancestors. This is ancestral. This is more than ancestral. I mean, like your being and the blood that flows through you belongs to someone else who is indeed the Most High. So we've been put under these covenants of trickery. And the only way to make a covenant binding is through blood. So the reason why the entity that a lot of the Christian doctrine, not the scriptures, but the doctrine. Now they put some trickery in the scriptures too. You just have to have your eye open to be able to see it. And I'm not going to go into that. But a lot of the Bible still points you to have a heartfelt reverence for that entity, because that's how you go into covenant, and you're in a covenant with an entity. Now that we on this side, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. The mother wants the heart space too, because she indeed deserves it. She is your creator. So now that we've come through the deception, now that we're experiencing a certain evolution, we can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We can't just ritualize everything and waist beads and crystals and Palo Santo and just ritualizing that has its place. And she is not saying we should not be disciplined in that. She's just saying she wants us now to balance it and go back into an energy of admiration, reverence, worship, prayer, crying out, crying loud, the wailing woman. You understand? Because a lot of things that we are toiling with over and over and over every week, we got to do a candle spill and we got to do this, because it's like we're going about it in a very mundane way, forgetting, neglecting that, wait a minute, I am connected to somebody much stronger than me, much stronger than anything. I am connected to the great nurturer. I am connected to the source of love. Maybe I could get a better understanding of what love really is if I go in love, if I go in as a child to its mother. If I worship her for all that is, because the fact of the matter, had she not wanted to idealize herself, none of this would exist. And it ain't all good, but it ain't all bad. Because we are a reflection of her, because we are an emanation of her, we independently get to idealize ourselves as an individual power source. We independently get to evolve. We independently get to win battles as we idealize and come to the knowledge of who we are as divinity. None of this would exist. What we're working towards is to have access to the higher rank. Remember, rank and file. Right? Like, you wouldn't even have a chance to grow had she not wanted to realize who she was as the womb of all things, where all things existed, but was in chaos. Had she not wanted to bring forth, then none of us would be here. Good or bad. We would still just be a blob floating in nothingness. If that doesn't remind you that there is a higher source that deserves to be loved on. You want her to love on you, provide for you, help you with your, like, y'all, you know, but she doesn't deserve to be loved on, to be honored through relationship, through conversation, not just ritual. There's a scripture where Jesus was saying that in the last days, many will come and say, did I not? I don't think it says in the last days. I think he talking about after folks cross over during judgment or whatever the case may be, when he's supposed to have came back or whatever. But there's still to be understood a spiritual principle and a law there. Okay, you got to get past. It's trick. It's not easy. But when it comes to reading the Bible, you have to get past the surfacial. Okay, because like I was telling a friend of mine The hard part about understanding that Bible is a couple things. First, you got to separate the Bible from Christianity. The doctrine. The doctrine is that which is taught over the pulpit or the podium, the mouth, out of the mouth of the preacher. You got to separate, because most of them don't. Most of them know their Bible and they know they liars, but a lot of us preachers don't really know their Bible. They just regurgitating what we was told from antiquity. They just putting a little spin on it, putting a little and that's that. Okay, they don't really know it. So you have to separate the scripture from what you have learned in church. That's the first thing. Okay. Secondly, you have to be able to read it and read past the mundane, because they put the truth in the mouth of a liar, if that even makes sense. Okay. They hid the truth within their false whole ancestral connection, because Jesus is one of their ancestors historically. If they want to dig up Jesus, they could just go dig up Josephus and you will find Jesus, because that's who he was. Now, that's historically. Now, what's being said out of the mouth of Jesus is esoteric. What is being said out of the mouth of every character in the Bible is esoteric. So as soon as you get past the Jesus and you block that out, you can just get to the meat. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just get to the meat. So what he was saying was that many will stand before me and say, Lord, have we not prophesied, cast out demons? Did we not lay hands on the sick in your name? And he said that he will tell them, depart from me, I do not know you. Huh? He don't know them. They did all of that in his name, and he don't know them. Okay? Now, the understanding of that on the esoteric side is, again, ritual is not relationship. Workings of spiritual power is not relationship. The truth of what's coming through the mouth of a made-up character named Jesus, the truth belongs to that of the son of the mother. Just because you are working spells and spell casting and you know about the elements and the crystals and what root do what and what to do with this and how to do that and how to get your lover to come back and how to take that woman's husband because you want him and you don't want her to have him, and you know how to do all that, and you know, just because you know how to work spirituality, the Son is revealing through the mouth of Jesus that the Christ, the Christos, the consciousness of the mother, the son of the mother, he don't know you. He don't know you. See, they put the esoteric understanding of the enlightened masculine of the mother, the son, the illuminated one. They put his consciousness and his words in the mouth of their made-up ancestral deified character. So you got to be able to separate what's being said from who's saying it. We could be the best witches and still find ourselves reincarnated and back down here in another lifetime. So basically, you'll be busting hell wide back open. You got to do it again. Because you understand spell casting, but you have no relationship with the Christ, with the enlightened one. You have no relationship with the mother. You have head knowledge and mundane spell casting, and you might be very good at that. Kudos to you. But the mother wants us to reestablish from the heart space